So welcome again, class, and this is question 6, DEC 2021 paper. And the first part of this question is examine the importance of a human resource effectiveness index. Importance of a human resource effectiveness index. There are obvious points that I will go for without even thinking, like planning, decision making, communicating, motivation, what else? I can talk of organization. These are obvious points. I'll just go for them without even thinking. Talk of comparison. I'll talk of, I think let's start from there. So examine the importance of human resource effectiveness index. An index is just a ratio used to show how to measure performance levels. And here we are talking about importance of knowing the performance levels of human resource in terms of its effectiveness. So one of the key importance is that it helps in planning. This information, human resource effectiveness index, helps in planning. Planning is trying to predetermine or determine the future. We don't just come up with figures or plans from nowhere. We come up with plans from the previous, the history, from what previous data. So this effectiveness index will show us the possibilities, and so those possibilities are what we are going to use to plan. Then it will also helps us to make objective decisions. Objective decisions are decisions that are informed by facts. So these are the facts, the human resource effectiveness index, that this is how far we have fared on. So if this is how far we have fared on, should we go for this, should we continue doing things the way we have been doing, or should we change and adopt a different way? And then we discuss with facts in our table. No, and it becomes very easy to make prudent decisions. Communication, of course, when you talk about presentation, presenting this information to the board, to the shareholders, whoever the target audience is, then these effectiveness indexes make it easier for us to pass that information and for us to be understood by whoever the target audience is, as opposed to giving them complex information in a myriad of ways. Let's condense the information, give them in a way that can be easily consumed, even by the least person, the person who least understands, what is happening. So it helps enhance or improve communication. It motivates because it helps you know how far you are going in terms of, your progress. So that if you are not performing well, if you are performing, all of them are motivators. If you are not performing well, it tells you that you are not performing well, so that you now pull up your socks. If you are performing well, it tells you that you are performing well, and so you need to keep up the momentum. Organization, this is about resource allocation. We need to allocate our resources where it can give us maximum output, and that is what this does. Human resource effectiveness index, it shows us which areas are giving us the most output, so that when you are allocating resources, it's very easy for us now to see or to say that let's allocate resources in this area because that's where output are assured. Of course, for comparison between especially when you talk about benchmarking exercises, you want to compare your performance with other organizations, then this effectiveness index will come into play automatically. You want to compare yourself performance and the others to know how you are progressing, this will definitely come. So for comparison purposes, again, human resource effectiveness index very important. Then to justify ideas, possibly related to decision making. But yes, I will say for justification of ideas, this human resource effectiveness index might be used. For control, did we talk of control? Yes, to identify the gaps, and take corrective action. Again, this is a tool that can be used, especially if you are not effective. Then the question will be, why are we not effective? And the gaps will then be identified. Once you identify the gaps, you can then take the corrective actions. And of course, just to show the progress. So human resource effectiveness index are used to show the progress, how we are progressing. And basically, this is monitoring. It's a monitoring tool so that it shows us how we are progressing. It's almost useless for us to wait the end result before we can see whether we have succeeded or not. So these are tools that can be used as we continue with actualization of whatever it is that we are doing. We can continue using this tool also to check on our progress. All these are the importance of this tool that is used to measure the human resource effectiveness in an organization. Let's go to part B of the question. Part B of the question. KASNEB Limited has registered tremendous improvement in employee. KASNEB Limited has registered tremendous improvement in employee performance following the implementation of a new employee benefit package. Examine various methods the company may have used to measure the improvement in employee performance. There are so many tools that can be used to measure improvement in employee performance. Number one, we have this 360 degree feedback or review. 360 degree feedback review. That one can be used to measure the improvement in employees, because we take reviews from the stakeholders. Then we also have employee performance following the KASNEB Limited has registered tremendous improvement in employee performance following the implementation of a new employee package benefit. Examine various methods the company may have used to measure the improvement. We can also talk about benchmarking, where you compare your results with other company results. Because we are talking about here we are talking about new employee benefit package. So you might want to see what the other companies are also giving their employees. Maybe that is where the reason will have been coming from. So check what the other company and see if yours are getting better. And if they are getting better, possibly that is the reason why they are. So benchmarking, yes. Then you also have MBO, measurement. This is management by objectives, where you give them objectives. It could be a method that could be used to measure the improvement. Management by objective is where you assign them objectives. So we have the predetermined objectives, and then you compare with the actual objectives. So you'll be able to see the difference. The difference could be favorable or unfavorable. And in this case, most likely it is favorable, because you are saying that the employees registered tremendous improvements. So most likely we are talking about favorable deviation here. The actual was better than the predetermined. So possibly the MBO will have been used as the tool to measure the level of improvement. Then we also have the accounting tools like the return on investment. This can also be accounting indexes, accounting tools, ratios, like the return on investment. Return on investment, that could be good, or any other asset return from each of the employee, return from employees, what the employees give you back. So these accounting tools can also be used. If the returns are high and the costs, then we are saying that, yeah, that could be the source of this tremendous improvement that we're talking about. So accounting tools, MBO, benchmarking, 360-degree overview. Yeah. What else can we talk about? Percentage of completed tasks. Percentage of completed tasks. That can also be one of the sources. We can also talk about assessment centers. I think I explained in one of the videos. Assessment centers that can also be used to measure the improvement or to get the feedback about the performance levels. And there's also another point here, qualitative feedback from stakeholders. But this one is more of a 360-degree feedback, qualitative feedback from stakeholders. So yes, let's work with this. 360-degree benchmarking, MBO accounting tools, percentage of completed tasks, and assessment centers. Pick any 5 of these and we'll be good to go. These could be some of the various methods the company may have used to measure improvement in employee performance. Thank you. Let's meet in the next question.